I'm Charity Nebbe, and this is Greetings from Iowa. Theater is one of the few art forms that is immediate, evolving, and always different. That shared space of seeing an artist perform helps us connect with one another. And in communities across the state, people participate, support, and enjoy live theater. Coming up on this episode, we'll visit the town of Emmetsburg and get a behind-the-scenes look at their community theater program. Then we'll meet a costume designer who seamlessly helps actors bring characters to life. And finally, we'll meet a student who fell in love with the theater at a young age. It's all coming up next on Greetings from Iowa.
Funding for Greetings from Iowa is provided by...
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
The Pella Roll Screen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
Iowa is filled with unique towns that each have their own personality and quirks. But if you are ever driving along Highway 59 in western Iowa, you might notice one community that has a very particular theme.
Hi, my name's Doug Clough, and welcome to Ida Grove, Iowa. You know, Midwest Industries is one of our industries here in Ida Grove. And our founder, Byron Goberson, loved castles. He loved everything castle-like. Starting, I believe it was in the 70s, the castle started coming to town. It seems like no matter which way you enter Ida Grove, you're going to see, for instance, on the east end of town, a castle that says, "Welcome to Ida Grove." So that's your first impression. If you go down to the shopping center in Ida Grove, you're going to see knights that welcome you into those areas.
We made the Courier building, which you see right down the street, which is a castle. Lake Lejeune is Midwest Industries' test plot for our products. We make marine products, so there's an airport hangar out there, there's a chalet out there, and also on the hill there's a residential area he named after his wife, Lake Lejeune Estates, where there's all kinds of private homes that are shaped like castles.
So, you know, you see a lot of different images that basically scream Castletown, USA, which, you know, that is our trademark. And a big part of it was having this idea of a balcony where people could look down at the stage or at the movie and just enjoy a unique experience for Northwest Iowa. We're in the King Theater. You know, every castle town's got to have a king, and we are lucky enough that in 1917, Frank King built this theater. We are so happy to have a community that's been incredibly involved with us. They did all of the woodwork, they did all of the staining. It's volunteer labor that installed all of this. So that was a big part of what this became. It became kind of it's a resurgence of the heartbeat of Ida Grove in a lot of ways, because it's one of those hallmarks of downtown.
We're here at the Scape House in Ida Grove, and this is a significant building for me as mayor of Ida Grove. As a child, I grew up coming here on the weekends. Our parents would take us skating. This is a great building that reminds you as a kid, brings out imagination and dreams. You walk into this castle, there's a beautiful skating rink in there, and they're playing good music and just a good family fun on a Saturday and Sunday growing up and enjoying the castle here.
There's just a lot of potential in Ida Grove, and there's just a lot going on.
There's a section here of antique boat motors, but there's also areas where there's antique ski equipment, antique golf clubs, toy cars, you know, just a wide variety of Americana.
If you look, there's always something to do.
I think Ida Grove has something for everybody.
You know, I live here for a couple different reasons. Of course, we're all raised to be productive, interesting people, but we also hope that's reflected in the towns that we're in. First of all, when I came to town, there was that charm. You talked about the castle town charm that it had. It had the theme, again, the King Theater. We have a car museum. We've got a skating palace. So for me, when I came here in '89, it was like hitting the jackpot in a way. Not only was it wonderful at the time, but there was places to grow, things we could do. My dad always said that every person should have an opportunity to volunteer in a small town, to take part in becoming either what it is or what it can become. And Ida Grove gave me a chance to do both. And that's the reason I'm in Ida Grove.
While Broadway may be the most notable theater district in the United States, it's by no means the only one. In fact, local community theater is just as vibrant. Community theater allows aspiring actors and lifetime theater hobbyists to come together and hone their craft. It creates a sense of accomplishment and develops a community spirit as cast and crew work toward a common goal.
One of the things that makes for a well-rounded community is the opportunity both to participate in this kind of activity, but also to see this activity.
You need to be out earlier, right as they're ending, like they're going to continue talking. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah. One of the things that I hear from the audiences and from community members is they like seeing people they know on stage. The kids like seeing their teachers on stage. The other adults like seeing their friends on stage. There is a sense of community pride in the community at large for this theater and the productions that they've done for the last 40 plus years.
Get a sink from a local hair salon, and I managed to plumb it up, so I now have water on stage.
So I'm a volunteer for Main Street Community Theater, which is an all-volunteer organization in Emmetsburg, Iowa.
I was studying my script today, and I had this thought. I'm like, I just don't like the way this works.
It is a small town community theater that has a very big impact on the community.
We have been in existence now, I believe, for 43 years.
Emmetsburg Main Street Community Theater has provided a safe space where you can, express yourself.
We don't take the full intermission.
They've found positions for people to help out with shows, whether that be backstage, in the booth, on stage, musically, you name it. Somehow there's a way for everyone to get involved in the theater.
You got excited.
Cut that out, okay?
All right, so let's get ready for next scene.
But we've always put these up. We have this is a local artist that's done work for us here. He designed that. This one came with the show. This is me.
We started this community theater in 1978.
Tickets were $3.
We've done about 139 productions all told. So I've been doing a lot of theater for a long time.
I was the little sexy mama, so my character started out in the middle of the stage alone. And I remember thinking, my knees are shaking. I wonder if it shows. very nervous. I'd say I'm a student of the theater. I attend a lot of theater and I think about theater.
To me, that's the whole point of the prop, was that you didn't have it at first, now you're prepared.
As Wynton Marsalis said, arts are great, they make your life better, and they're fun. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun.
I need your support.
What is it that a volunteer doesn't do here?
As a few of the others have said, it's not about the one thing you do, but it's what you don't do.
Different. Yeah, I've never had long or short hair before, so my hair's always just kind of been the length it is.
There.
So I'm like a whole new person.
There was still time, so that's why.
I, at the time, was working for the newspaper here in town, and Jackie called me on my office phone and said, "Hey, I'd like you to try out for this part. I think you'd be perfect."
Are the boys home yet?
Yes, Jonathan loves his classes.
It absolutely depends on the day. It really, truly does. Some nights, someone might end up in tears. Other nights, we might just be, giggling our way through the entire thing. Mama didn't approve of me twirling fire baton.
One thing about Emmetsburg is it's a very tight-knit community. I know almost everybody, or almost everybody knows me. It's really small, but I think that helps with being tight-knit and a good community feel.
Being able to cast an entire show can be hard. Sometimes you're begging people. They're like, "Oh, please come audition."
And this is my first time doing this for community theater. See, I'm talking to you in my southern accent and I don't even need to.
Some of the benefits is that you have some really dedicated people.
I think people here work hard at no matter what they do.
I think the arts, most importantly, it just brings you outside of yourself. It allows you to connect with strangers. It allows you to strengthen relationships that you already have.
That's not true, Mama.
And it brings important topics. It brings new topics to town, to individuals. It just broadens everyone's horizons.
I think that the relationship with the community is such a gift. A few years ago, we had some financial woes, and we sent out a letter to our supporters and community members and businesses, and we were honest. We were like, we need some help. And the response was amazing. Beyond what we thought we would get.
We are extremely lucky, I think, that the Emmetsburg Community Theater is supported as strongly as it is.
Yeah, all of this was donated. They were going to throw it away.
Oh, it's creativity. It's just everything is about creating something, making something out of nothing. It's what I live for, is creating something. I've been playing make-believe all my life, so.
Ashley, request from the director, by the time we get to the party, can you lose the big rose in your hair?
Yeah, I was actually thinking
And then for the rest of the show?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I've done almost 300 shows in my life. Yes, I've been at this a long time. What makes good costuming is if it brings the character to life and if you don't think about the costume. It's not a compliment if someone leaves a show and says, "Oh, the costumes were good." It's a compliment to everyone involved if someone leaves the show and says, "That's a good show." We found lots of bits left over from other shows, which was perfect for this sort of scrappy hodgepodge approach to cabaret. So it just looks like bits of things found around an old theater brought together. I dyed this because I'm trying to do sort of a fragile look for her. Sort of faded, sort of been around the block. Sally Bowles is a nightclub performer who is down on her luck. She's not very talented, but it's also in Germany in between World War II. And so it's really about that country and what's going on at that time. This needs lingerie straps up here because it's gonna fall off her shoulders, and then I think with the weight of this, it'll roll back or forward. Sewing is too confining a word, so we say build. And I really think that comes from the fact that we don't just sew things. We do millinery, we make hats. I mean, costuming is one of the last places in the world where people are still making hats. And so we're keeping old skills alive. We make corsets. We make any period of costuming, whatever it takes. This room going all the way back is costumes. And so these are my hoard of suits and vests and pants, women's pants, Western wear, uniforms, so like bellhops, priests, military, waiters, lab coats, use lab coats a lot. This is where all of our period stuff is, and period is what we call Victorian and earlier. We call that period clothing. So like anything Victorian, Elizabethan, Edwardian, that sort of stuff is down that aisle. Well, theater is very collaborative. You know, it starts with the director who has a vision for how we're going to tell the story. We all start with the same script. We all read the script. And from the director, it goes to the designers, the scenic designer, the lighting designer, the costume designers, and any other designers, the choreographer. And then it kind of goes out from there. I have my team, whether I have a hair person, I have a costume shop full of people. This particular show I'm doing right now has a dresser, and so I will teach her how to do the quick changes and make sure everyone gets dressed and looks good. And theater's so glamorous. And then we have dressing rooms. Each of them have their spot. So we have our MC right here with all of her lovely things. And then we have, I think, 3 of the Kit Kat girls. They'll set up their makeup and get ready in here, do their hair. Then they go up the back stairs to backstage and perform. Everybody needs art. Everybody needs theater. You know, yes, New York City is the mecca for theater. You know, everybody dreams of being on Broadway, but not everybody can, and maybe not everybody wants to. Here we go! And that's why community theater has thrived for over 100 years, is because there are people who want to try that, who want to have a taste of it. And it's really wonderful to watch people experience that and have an opportunity to step out of their regular lives. I'm a very visual person, and it's fun to be creative. I just love looking around at all the stuff, or I love looking at the world and thinking, how can I tell that story, and how can I create that, and how can I make that, and how can, you know, so it's a big part of my life.
Nora Engstrom fell in love with live theater at a young age, but it's her expertise behind the scenes that has helped her find her path and step into her own spotlight.
I am Nora Engstrom, and I am a theater student. In 7th grade, I started out helping on the middle school musical. After that, it was really my dad, because he went to school. He was part of the construction of theater, and he had always talked about how solid of a memory it was for him. And so his attachment to theater really pushed me to try in high school. And initially, what really kept me in the high school drama department was how welcoming and close-knit all of the drama family was.
So this is our scene shop. This is where we make all of our props and set for the stage productions.
I really didn't like the spotlight. I wasn't super comfortable in it. stage crew was really where I found my place and my purpose, and I felt like I best benefited my team there. Where I felt most comfortable and where I felt I did my best work was behind the curtain, and it was really helping people find their spotlight. Senior year, the fall play, I started out as the student director for the first time ever, and I had actually taken a summer theater program. That was really what piqued my interest in being more involved in the creative processes. Being a part of that program really pushed me to discover what more I could do with the vision that I had in my head. One of the most important things a director can have is good communication skills. It's like the grout between bricks, and so I mean, if you want to build anything, you got to be able to have that stuff that keeps people together. I got a $10,000 scholarship for technical achievement from the Iowa High School Musical Theater Awards. I was actually very, very shocked when I found out. I couldn't stand up. Being backstage is one of those things where you aren't in it for the recognition, and so being the only one in the state is such a huge honor to be recognized for something this huge. This has been one of the biggest, most influential parts of my life so far. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to miss this place. I hope to be a theater director one day, and so I will be studying theater arts at the University of Iowa. I am double majoring in theater arts and psychology, and I think they actually really relate. My mother is a therapist, and she has always brought all of our attention to the people who we might look over and issues that surround mental health specifically. I think those people really need to see themselves represented on stage. The stories that I really want to be able to tell are stories that encourage people to think. One of the coolest things that I have always experienced when I'm in a theater is this giant sense of community. Theater gives kind of a door to be able to explore those issues and not feel alone in them.
Thanks for joining us as we explore the arts, culture, and stories of our state. We'll see you next time for another Greetings from Iowa.
Funding for Greetings from Iowa is provided by...
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
The Pella Roll Screen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.